Hey everybody, welcome back. Finally getting to work on this sucker. Got it up on the quick jack, and yeah, started tearing stuff apart, but figure I might as well come in on a little intro here before I get too far along. I'm gonna pull the tank out, pull the trans out, pull this rear clip off the back of the car, and yeah, get started. So I'll put you guys off to the side, and we'll bring it back on when we get some progress going. Alright, here it is all torn down in the back. Excuse the shakiness, I'm trying to hold a light and the phone at the same time. So all the air ride stuff's out, shocks are out, spring plates are off, transmission's out. Here's all the old air ride stuff. I'm going to weigh all this hopefully tomorrow morning, and then put the other stuff together and weigh it and see what the weight difference is. Here's a trans through right gearbox. So I had this bolt-in mid-mount here, and the last time I had the trans out, I noticed that the let's see if I can do this here. Right here where it goes up against the bottom of the frame horn, there was a gap, and I was redoing the front mount. So I ended up doing a new adapter piece I have, since I have a trans raise. It's that little 1/4 inch plate there. I noticed that there was a gap in between that rubber bushing and the frame horn, and that's the mount for the front. Another piece of 1/4 inch plate raised up 2 inches, and then a black polyurethane mount on that. I'll come to look a little bit closer. That front trans mount looks a little tweaked to me. Let's see if I can get my camera in here and have it focus. I don't know if you can tell or not, but this upper mount right here has cracked, and it looks like it goes all the way down. Yikes! So that would explain why it gapped out underneath the bottom of this frame horn. So that's gonna have to get re-welded and gusseted and hopefully straightened out. Man, unbelievable. Yeah, I'm sure all the hard launches with this sucker didn't help out on that nose mount up there. And that might explain some of the wheel hop, or maybe some of the wheel hop caused that. You never know. Probably a little bit of both, but anyways, everybody, I'll shut this video off for tonight and come back tomorrow and disassemble a little bit more on this thing. Alright, here we are, day 2, coming out. Gonna start tearing apart this trunk. Get all the air ride stuff out, tank out. Probably gonna have to pull that diesel tank out for the heater. We'll put you back on when this thing's all torn down. Alright, here it is all torn down. Man, I got a lot of wiring to clean up. That's what happens when you try to rush things, keep them on the road and keep adding things, you know, but got some wiring for the snowflake taillights. Had to use a trailer. One of those, let's see, a 2 to 3 filament adapter, and a couple relays up there to get the hazards and the turn signals working. Yeah, all this stuff's going to get torn out, redone. It's nice having the time and the space to do it, I tell you. Yeah, tank's out. Be getting a new line lock solenoid, because that thing started leaking. It is like, I don't know, 8 years old. I'll show you what the tank and air ride setup look like. So all this stuff is gonna get gone through. One thing, it's always had a little leak, and it's right here on the fitting here. You can see it didn't even penetrate into the tank versus those fittings. So I'll pull this thing down and re-weld that. Other than that, This Air Max stuff's been kick-ass. Alright, I'll continue on and bring you guys back on in a minute. Well, here's where we're at now. Got the new tank set in there. And before, this had a 2x4 underneath it, so I took that off because this part sits a lot higher than the original tank. And before, the top of the head started hitting the paint, so I took a sander to this and rounded off the corners for it to fit better without, you know, when they'd vibrate when it would run, it would go up against the paint. So anyhow, where we're at now, hood doesn't close, so I'll be remaking this lower piece. I still want to keep the same configuration where it looks like a V8, and then keep the tank in the same spot. But I cleaned up some of the wiring and took some of the items out that I had tucked back in that corner, just so that way I can see everything clearly. So time to pull this out and go to the chopping block and start figuring out a new mount. So I think that'll be about the end of the video for today, but I made some good progress. Got this thing torn down, and yeah, I got some new power wire to run from my battery up to, I have an auxiliary fuse block back there which powers the air compressors and my extra gauges and just everything that's not original to the car. So I ended up weighing all the old air ride stuff, and that came out to be, let's see here, 78 pounds, and the new stuff weighs 60 pounds, so a good 18-pound difference. That will really help out. But I think that's going to be it for a little while. I ended up ordering, it's a weld-on heavy-duty mount that will go up there. So I think what I'll do is I'll flip it upside down to get my 2 inches and trim it and end up fitting it to that original piece and then call it a day. I almost forgot to add this part. So here's the new sending unit. I'm sure originally this was supposed to be flip-flop. I'm going to put it off to the side so I have more room for the pump and the sock. So I'm going to end up placing it right around here. And even in the instructions it shows a ribbed gas tank like this that has even deeper indentation, but it comes with this real thick gasket that goes underneath the pump housing. So right around there is close to the outlet of the tank, which is pretty much the deepest part, and then this will end up going in there like so. The hoses will come back, and I'll probably end up running some bulkhead fittings and then having them go down to the lines that I ran before. But anyhow, I thought that was another cool little update. I think this thing's going to really be the ticket. And if I ever want to switch over to carburetor, I can leave this same pump and get a different fuel pressure regulator to return all the extra fuel pressure and fuel flow generated by this badass little Phytech pump. So that's about it for the day. Thanks for watching, thanks for subbing. We'll catch all you guys on the flip side.